When? Most people go through their lives doing very little because they're afraid to step forward. Fortunately for me, 40 years ago, I was stationed at Fort Jackson, South Carolina, sorry. Right after Fort Knox, Jeff, preparing for Officers Candidate School. I hated the Army. I did not like it at all. So I would keep with me a book all the time. And I'd wait for that call out in the swamp where we were. Take a break, take 10, expect 5, get 2, be done in 1. I'd find a tree, reach my backpack, and pull up my book. At this particular time, I had a new book with me. It was the autobiography of Eddie Rickenbacker. Anybody ever heard of it? Yeah. You have to know about him in a moment. Eddie Rickenbacker was born in the 19th century. As a teenager, he had discovered something brand new. It was called the automobile. So he learned to race those cars up and down the roads, got into races, and became a well-known racer for as little as there was in the automobile at that time. Then came World War I. He was drafted, and they said, you know, this guy drives well, let's assign him to General Pershing, who was the supreme commander during World War I for the U.S. Well, he was in there a little while and doing well, and then he discovered something that went a lot faster and a lot higher. The aeroplane. He just had to be a flyer. So he pleaded, he begged, and the general turned, all right, Eddie, go ahead, we'll transfer you over to the Army Air Corps instead. So he did. And a few weeks later, he was a pilot. Yes, things went quite fast in folks' days to be a pilot. He got involved with people like the Red Baron. He flew a Sopwith camel. Does anybody know what a Sopwith camel is? Has anybody ever seen the Snoopy cartoon with him with the scarf going and the goggles on, that little plane? That's a Sopwith camel. That's what Eddie flew. Well, he became the first American ace. That's to shoot down 5 enemy aircraft. He came back to this country to a ticker tape parade in New York. He was a celebrity. But Eddie didn't stop there. He went back to racing. He actually raced at a place called Indianapolis. Many years later, he actually owned the Indianapolis Speedway and put in the golf course that exists there today. Eddie Rickenbacker lived. During World War II, the president, FDR, asked him to go on a special mission to the South Pacific. So he was in the plane with 12 other men, and they flew to the South Pacific, and the plane went down. And for a month, they're floating around in this inflatable boat. When it was over, when they found them a month later, there were 9 of them left. And they all said if it hadn't been for the courage and leadership of Eddie Rickenbacker, they wouldn't have survived. But he didn't stop there. Eddie Rickenbacker is responsible for most of the safety equipment that followed. He inveighed upon the government to build these devices, make the vests fully colored, give us dye for the water, give us flares for the sky, give us a crank to send out a signal. Eddie Rickenbacker. Eddie Rickenbacker lived his life, and when I read that, I said to myself, I don't have to just go back to Sears when I get done, have one job, one wife, go to have kids, I can do other things. And that put me on a path to explore every avenue I could possibly find an interest in. And I became anything. A gemologist, a graphologist, designed my own home, 3 of them. All of them were built. I have been with Winnie the Pooh, the Easter Bunny, Santa, Elvis, and Snoopy. I played all of those characters for charities, and it was always a lot of fun. There are so many things you can do with your life, but you see, it didn't end there for me. 12 years ago, I joined this organization, and everything changed. All of that had transpired before that came to light. Now, I learned to be a writer with 7 books now. Where did that come from? I had no idea that I could do anything like that. And I enjoy being up here, and you probably know that. We get Wayne Roth to show up here once in a while. Hello, Wayne. Glad to see you made it here today.
Thank you.
So many things are available to you to live your life if you will simply follow it. Now, where do you begin? Google it. When I did things, I had to go to the library. Today, you get into Google and just go so many different directions. So how many times have you gotten on Google and you're searching for something, hey, what is this? All of a sudden, you're on an entirely different path. That's okay. You're getting an education in things that may interest you. There are so many things you can do. It's incredible. I will never stop learning. Retirement. Give me a break. What is retirement? That's quitting life so far as I'm concerned. So I will never retire. I will always be doing something. I love mentoring several of you in the club because I cherish watching you grow. There's such a high coming out of that. It's tremendous. Please mentor other people. So what I'm saying to you today is begin to expand your life. Find out how you can live richer, fuller, more complete. Because when you combine the things you do in your life, new things come up. It's like two chemicals. Nitroglycerin gently plays, and you end up with whole new avenues to follow. And it's a wonderful journey. So I'll say it again. Live. Live. Live.